Zangetsu. We were talking about Zangetsu
Yeah,
and
because
Ichibe.
someone said Ichibe scratching out Yhwach's name did that for the Yhwach in the past, and that's why Ichigo couldn't like hear his name, but he said it to him.
Yeah, that is how it goes.
Yeah.
That's
So
exactly
now,
what he
okay.
said.
See, it's been too long, so I don't remember the points.
I might pull it up. I might pull it up right now.
Yeah, I say pull it up in our server as well. You explained it there.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see.
Pull it up in our server and just ping me with it because I explained it there. I can just copy and paste what I said in text.
Wait.
But if you're on about,
Let me see.
Yeah,
what I
okay,
think it
'cause, like-
was is because like Nova was saying I was asking him, does Ichibe erasing his name affect the past, present, and future? And I was like, okay, if him erasing his name gets rid of his power, how does Ichigo like get any power from Zangetsu if Yhwach is Zangetsu? And if he erased his name, he didn't have any power, so how does he get power from? I think that's what it was.
No. So firstly, the easiest way to explain it is that Uri is still about. His dad's still about. They're both Quincy's, and they can still use Quincy powers. You feel me?
Wait, no, it's not that.
That's number one. What you're on about is when you at the end of the battle 1,000 years ago, Yhwach got sealed, and that's why if you looked in the most recent episode, it takes him 900 years to regain blah blah blah, 90 years to regain his mind, and then 9 years to gain his strength, blah 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 blah. That's why he couldn't use the Almighty before the 9 years. He would have killed himself.
Right.
But the way what Ichibe did, you actually see it in the episode, or even in 1,000 Year Blood War, when he covers him in the black ink, he removes his name of Yhwach. So his name has been sealed, so nobody can utter his name. Do you know what I mean? And so the idea behind the scene is that by when Ichigo first meets Old Man Zangetsu, when he tries telling him his name, he's not saying his name is Zangetsu. He's saying his name is Yhwach, but his name's been sealed, so he can't say it. And it's been sealed all across all three realms. Nobody can say the name of Yhwach. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. No, I remember what I was confused about. Because I was saying, if
I say, can you pull it up on our server, like the conversation we had about it?
I'll talk about it.
Yeah, because I was saying if Ichibe's ability also like affects things outside of that time, like with when he was in Ichigo's world, why didn't that also affect him during the time like right after he came to Soul Society, like let me see, because I think it was he Yamamoto? I think it was, but someone says his name, and this is before he had the Almighty. Let me see.
You talking about
it's when Yamamoto first arrives and they start their fight. He calls him by his name. So
what in 1,000 Year Blood War? Yeah, because
the
seal and his name's undone. He's back.
Okay, so you're saying you're saying erasing his name doesn't affect all time, like it doesn't affect the past, present, and future.
Hold on.
No. It never had any like timey-wimey related stuff. When Ichibe scrubbed out his name, from that point up until Yhwach regained his body, his mind, then his name came back, right? Because Ichibe's power is to take away everything that
Talking about this. Hey, and don't worry about my name and profile picture, the rest of you niggas. Don't worry about it. All right, buddy?
Well, you guys should definitely worry about it.
Let's see.
But go on, Dudley. What were you saying, Dudley? What were you about to say?
Wait, okay.
To be fair, I will say the confusion kind of does make sense from people that aren't necessarily as well invested, because it was a theory for a while when 1,000 Year Blood War was in the manga. I fucking remember the theory being dropped, by the way. I was there back in the day. But the way Kubo answered it was on his forum, Club Outside, and a Japanese fan was kind of like, "Hey, was that Ichibe?" Because in the actual manga panel, you see that it's been inked out as opposed to it being redacted. So it was like, "Was that Ichibe's doing?" And he was like, "It was Ichibe's doing." Do you know what I mean? So Ichibe covering his name effectively did not allow for Yhwach to say. I didn't allow for Old Man Zangetsu to say what his real name is. Basically.
Okay. So wait, are you saying that when after okay. So after
Go
Yhwach recovered his mind, that's when people like I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this. So after Yhwach recovered his mind, that's when like
That
people were
person
able to
shoot
say
14,
his
so-
name.
That's when the
I think.
seal and his name became undone. Yeah,
Okay.
because as soon as he came back in Thousand Year Blood War, they were like, "Oh shit, it's Yhwach." You know, you could say his name again. His followers could, you know,
Okay.
start talking.
From chapter 1.
No, okay. This my last thing is, and then this my last thing, and then this will make sense to me. So if that's true, then what happened during like okay, so during him and Ichibe's fight, Ichibe erases his name, and then it's effective for a little while, and then Yhwach
Yeah.
recovers his powers, and then he
Mhm.
undoes the seal.
Yeah.
So that period where he was actually affected by it, how does that work?
In the period where he was spread up with the ink,
Yeah.
the Almighty came back in that period. It's how his plan worked. Yhwach planned it to where when he stormed Squad Zero, it was just at the point when the 9 years to the 9 years in which he would regain his power would have came about. So at that period when basically when Ichibe tried to put on the black ink, it was too late. You know,
Okay.
you see in the
Okay.
scene, he's like, oh, I've never been able to see this much with my eyes closed, and then right in that instance, he activates the Almighty, and then all of a sudden, completely gone, right? Because as soon as the Almighty is activated, with 2 irises, you can alter the future.
Okay.
Okay. So okay.
But if you
Okay.
remember, if you remember prior to that, in the 1,000 years before he was back, Ichibe sealed the Almighty because he used the left hand of the Soul King. If you remember, in the anime original scene in Core, I want to say Core 2 or Core 1, you see him seal the Almighty, so therefore Yhwach couldn't undo Ichibe's seal on his name, if that makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So break it down in
It
dumb
makes
nigga
a little
terms
bit
for
more
me.
sense.
Break it down in dumb nigga terms for me. Right? I followed you, but I didn't follow you, right? Okay. So you're saying when Ichibe erased his name, whatever the fuck, shout out Kiryu.
Speaking of Kiryu, I've got a cigarette, bro. I really am.
Okay.
The man who
Bro.
erased his name. My bad, my
Oh,
bad.
So-
my bad.
Bro.
So when he erased his name, it didn't matter because he already had the Almighty coming back, right?
During that fight, yeah, the Almighty was already back. It was so he could completely alter the future, which is why in the 1,000 years he couldn't do anything about it, because prior to the first Quincy Soul Reaper War, 1,000 years prior, Ichibe already made sure to seal the Almighty using the left arm of the Soul King. I could
Okay.
send you the scene. The scene doesn't.
I think-
I'll show you. Hold on.
Okay, but
I think
the thing
mhm.
that's confusing me is
Mm.
so I don't know how to explain it, because like I get it, but I don't get it. So like Ichibe's power did work for a certain period of time, and that's why Old Man Zangetsu wasn't able to say y'all watch the Ichigo in
Yeah.
the past.
Yeah, during that time, because
Okay,
in that
wait.
period, so I'm gonna send the scene. Ichibe and our conversation 1,000 years ago. I'll show you why. Oh man, I don't want to see some bumfuck other part. Oh no, this is fine.
Okay, I just let me watch the scene because like okay because now I'm
So
confused again.
the scene is effectively the reason why. During the beginning of the series, Ichibe, you know, Old Man Zangetsu couldn't say his name is Yhwach because the Almighty was sealed. You see, and when he's fighting Ichibe in the latest episode, the Almighty's back, so that technique doesn't work. You feel me?
Okay. So I think I already asked this, but I'm gonna need you to explain it to me one more time. Okay. So okay.
And wait, hold on, real quick. You said this is an anime original scene.
This is an anime original scene, yeah.
So this scene here is the reason why he wasn't able to say his name, but he was able to get his power. So he just took away the Almighty. So he wasn't able to say his name, but he still had his power, or like his power was sealed
Well,
too.
So yeah. So the reason why the Quincy's lost 1,000 years ago is one reason, and it's this: if Yhwach had the Almighty Stone in the first Quincy invasion, chances are, it wouldn't have went the same way it did.
Right.
But that's me getting off track. So 1,000 years ago, before the Quincy invasion, Ichibe and Yhwach had a meeting. Yhwach tried to use the Almighty. Ichibe sealed the Almighty.
Right.
Okay. And then obviously Yhwach and the Quincy's fought the Soul Reapers. The Quincy's lost, blah blah blah. And then Ichibe used Ichimonji to completely erase his name, right? Because Yhwach could not have the ability to influence the future through the power of the Almighty, he couldn't undo the seal in his name. Hence, when Old Man Zangetsu tries to introduce himself to Ichibe,
Oh, so his name was already erased before he showed up in 1,000-Year Blood War, and then it happened, and then he got it back, and then got it erased again, and but the Almighty kicked in, so it didn't work that time. Is that what you're saying?
there
Okay,
you go.
everything makes sense now. Everything
Okay.
makes sense then. Okay, everything makes sense then.
Because the way Nova was trying
Yeah,
to
the
tell
way
it
Nova was explaining it was very
was
bad.
that while he was fighting Ichibe,
Yeah, that
when
it
Ichibe
affected the
erased his
past,
name,
present,
that
and
affected
future.
the design.
Yeah, okay, okay, everything makes
That's
okay.
okay.
Now we can
I'm
make
not
a video.
gonna lie.
Nova didn't know that shit. Nova
So
didn't know
that's
that
an
shit.
anime. Okay, so that was.
Okay, that
So that was
actually
it.
makes
So that
okay.
was
That
it.
makes
Alright,
so
bet.
much sense now. Now we can make a video saying Bleach's story makes sense. Yo, okay, wait. Okay, I'm so glad you explained that because I actually like I might like that arc a little bit more now. That actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't know that he got his name erased technically twice. I didn't know that happened 1,000 years ago, but I guess that wasn't in the manga, so that's why I didn't know. But
yeah,
I was about to say it was not in the manga.
Good on-
That's
good-
why I was reading that shit, bro.
good on the anime. Okay, you know what? Good.
Okay.
Yo, that makes a lot of sense now. You know what?
That
Okay, so
scene
just-
itself explains a lot. It explains why the Quincy's didn't shit stomp the Soul Reapers the first time around, because Yhwach was nerfed, So that it makes Yhwach a better villain because people were like, I remember.
Okay, yeah, actually, yeah, I think I might like Yhwach.
Okay,
now
so
more.
just to make sure I understand everything. Okay, so 1,000 years ago, Ichibe seals the Almighty, and also erases his name. The
Yep.
Quincy's lose. 1,000 years later, Yhwach. I'm just gonna say Yhwach. I don't know.
Yeah, I just say
Yhwach.
Yhwach. I don't want to say his
I've been
actual
trying,
name.
bro.
You
But-
can say Yahweh or Yhwach or Yhwach. No one really fucking cares, bro. I just call him Yhwach because I read that shit.
I'm about to say niggas still don't know how to say his name, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Yhwach. But yeah, he
Yeah, it's all
regained his heartbeat. He regained his mind, and that's when the original seal on his name goes away.
Yeah, that makes so
Okay.
much more sense.
Okay,
There
and
you go.
after that, he fights Ichibe again. Ichibe tries to erase his name again, and then the Almighty activates, and then he undoes it.
That
There you
makes
go.
so
Yeah.
much
It's the
more
ultimate.
sense.
Okay.
Bleach is a good. See, okay,
Bro,
now what I
I'm just
will say.
imagining, remember, you know that gif of looking Yachty
And Drake, yeah, that's literally what I did. I'm like,
That's
okay.
literally just Isaiah.
that's literally what just happened. Like, yo, Nova, you know what you are. I see why the Bleach niggas are on your ass in the comments.
Look, man. That was not in the manga, bro. That's my bad. I'll take full responsibility.
All
on it.
right.
So this is why it's still second best in the big three.
No, it's all right. Now let's relax. Now, what I will say though, as I was watching the episode today, I do think Bleach, while like it doesn't get as much props as the other two in the big three, I will say though, Bleach's lore and shit, and like I guess world building, like with the lore and like the Quincy's, like it's very interesting. I think there's more depth with that than like anything like One Piece or like Naruto has. I think that's like probably its strongest suit.
Wait, Naruto.
Yo, shut the fuck up.